Strackbein, the Letterhack. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, what's going on, Alex?
Hello.
Good to see you, buddy. Hey.
Good to see you.
So we were just going to hang out with you, Deter, and I for the first half hour. I don't see Deter yet, but you know what? People are creeping in here, dude. People are creeping in here, man. We might have to let more guests on before 7:30 after all. I see people like showing up, which is good. I love the enthusiasm. Look, how are you, my man?
I'm good. The energy is good.
Okay, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like you had coffee or the energy in New York around the debate and the campaign?
I mean, like I'm excited. I'm excited. I think, Cuomo's floundering right now, trying to get Curtis to drop out, making these AI ads. I don't know, man.
What are people
I got fingers
saying?
crossed, knocking wood always, but
what are people saying on the street? What are you hearing in line?
Well, I am asking everybody I run into, and they either are indifferent or they're like, I don't like Cuomo. So,
okay, well, yeah, indifferent toward Mamdani, and I don't like Cuomo.
Yeah,
good news. This is Democratic city. Vote for the Democratic guy. Yeah. Why are you still talking about Cuomo? That's what I say. Why are we talking about this?
Yeah, he's
loser.
Independent.
Yeah, I mean, and also huge loser. And look, I mean, what do you think about this? Sliwa drops out. Those Republican voters go to Cuomo, right? Or they just go, fuck it, no horse in the race.
You've seen how unique of a guy he is, how not in step with like modern Republican dog whistles and the way you're supposed to move as a Republican. He doesn't. He's still doing it from the 80s, and like I'm a vigilante out here. I would assume his base is also very scattered. So I would, a lot of people would vote for Cuomo. I would think a lot of people wouldn't vote. I think
I'm talking about Republicans, Sliwa, because like
Sliwa's specifically his fan base, his supporters.
Because Mamdani's still
the place, and they could go to Mamdani too. I don't know.
Are you nervous about early voting results? And let me be clear about that. Are you nervous that it's going to end up being a situation where like, oh shit, people are voting for Cuomo? What's going on? Or do you think we're going to see like landslide from the beginning, or do you not pay attention to that till later, like a weekend?
I pay attention to it because people are talking about it. So I'm but
I mean, as
primary,
a New Yorker,
we were getting the results early, and we were like, oh man, he's a little ahead. This is pretty good, but we got to wait and see, and it might be days until we know. And then over the days, it just kept getting bigger and bigger. So it could be, again, God willing, inshallah, that we get a repeat of the primary.
So, but what do you
live right now? Should we go live?
Yeah, momentarily. I just want to ask you something real quick. Do you have a link for it? I know you're always on it.
I do.
Okay. This is check it out. Deter McBizness is here. I'm going to bring him up on stage now if he's ready.
Let's do it.
If he's not, what's up, Deter? How's it going, my friend?
Good,
okay,
man, dude.
I was just asking about, the New York perspective, right? The New York angle from a New Yorker, from a guy on the street in New York.
Sure.
And look, I should say, and I was saying it earlier, that you guys have a great rapport and you're always doing shows together, and people can find that right here on this space. It is a pleasure for me to watch all the work that you guys do together. It's so fun. So what I would like to ask you, though, is DSA member, correct?
Yes.
Explain that for us. To what degree, and what is your perception of a democratic socialist like Mamdani specifically? Like campaign, how's he doing? His policies?
So
is it not good?
We'll start with the hottest one, which is Zoran is a paradigm. Zoran is our hero right now at the DSA. He is as bright a star as we've ever had, in as what I would call a market, as good a market as there is for politics at this level. It's a special position, and it's loaded with political capital. It might not. It's soft power, right? It's not real legislative power, but it's the mayor of New York City might be a Democratic socialist, and that's a big deal. So in terms of the operation itself, the two biggest chapters, as you would expect, are New York and Los Angeles. And then there's a lot of other strong chapters scattered around metro and suburban areas. But rural America, it's tough to find a local DSA chapter just because of the physical realities of having a meeting point, even if it's just once a month, and then activism and so forth. But it's definitely, I'm trying to have influence over the DSA in a very specific way where I want us to be the anti-MAGA, the spearhead of the anti-MAGA movement. And the response that I get from other DSA members when I say that is, well, we should be about what we're for, not what we're against. And to that I say, sure, in theory, definitely the more important part is what we're for, but starting with we are the best ones to counteract MAGA is the cutting point, the starting point for the conversation. It's taking advantage of the context, the rhetorical context in which we live, which is very anti-MAGA right now. And it's only going to get worse. This Argentina shit that's going on. I mean, the ICE raids continue to create tons of footage for the internet to feast on. So the DSA is a fantastic organization, and I hope that it is the catalyst for internal change within the Democratic Party. And Zoran is hopefully going to be proof that it can and should be done that way, because I'm sick. If there's anything to kind of get real with, it's the duopoly, is working within the duopoly. And I know that sucks. I would love to start a new party and have it be the Progressive Party, and like the old days where a new party would come along and it would be more timely and take out one of the other two that were already the dominant of their day. Not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. But Zoran gives me hope that we can do it with the primary strategy.
You said soft power earlier, and I want to remind people about a newer sensation that started with a Pikachu costume in Turkey during some protests last year. Cute power. This is a big deal. This is like a sub level of soft power.
They're talking about the Canal Street raid right now. Should I throw that up? Because that happened yesterday.
Let's go ahead and put it up.
Life problem in the neighborhood that the
Yeah, get rid of that chat.
Ignored.
Yeah.
So the candidate, I'll ask each of you to respond to this. How should the mayor and the NYPD have handled both the presence of the street vendors and then the federal action? We'll start with you, Mr. Cuomo.
I've had a lot of dealings with President Trump. And there's only one way to deal with him. He puts his finger in your chest, and you have to put your finger right back in his chest. I've actually had this situation with ICE interfering in New York before. It was upstate New York where ICE just showed up and started to take action. And I called the president, and I went down to the White House, and I said, that doesn't work in New York. You don't send ICE in without coordinating with our police. It's not smart, it's duplicative, and it's dangerous. We don't need ICE to do quality of life crimes. We don't need them to worry about illegal vendors. That's a basic policing function for NYPD, Consumer Affairs, etc. I would have called the president and I would have said, look, you're way out of bounds. They're way out of bounds. Call them back, or I'm going to have the NYPD step in and stop them, because this is not their jurisdiction. You're in
this is like federal broken windows policy. It's crazy.
ICE is a reckless entity that cares little for the law and even less for the people that they're supposed to serve.
Gestapo.
What we need to be doing here in our city is to end the chapter of collaboration between City Hall and the federal government, which we've seen
Hell
under Mayor
yeah.
Adams. What we need to do is actually pass the street vending reform bills that have been in the city council, some of which that this mayor has actually overridden. That's an example of how we can both protect street vendors, ensure quality of life, and leave no stone unturned in delivering for the people of this city, as opposed to working with a president who is looking to declare war on those same people.
Mr. Sliwa.
Unlike both of my adversaries, I've patrolled that area many times, Church and Canal. And as you said, Errol, that activity has been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
Selling the knockoff, sometimes
Decades.
stolen contraband by
The
a series
Elmos.
of people.
The Elmos.
Fifth Precinct, they make arrests when they have obviously a cause to do so, and they complain that they have to release them because of
With a hairline
cash
like
bail,
that,
which
you can
both
understand
of my
why he would wear
adversaries are in
the.
favor of. The feds should not have stepped into this situation. There is not communication between the local authorities and the feds. This is a matter that should have been left up to the NYPD. But we
Mister, I
can't
can't hear you
tolerate
talking.
citizens attacking our federal law enforcement forces in the street. Because then that will just lead to anarchy.
Let me ask a related question. President Trump has been commenting on this race and all of you on a regular basis. He's been less than glowing when talking about each of you, especially you, Mr. Mamdani. I'd like you each to describe whatever combination of defiance, diplomacy, and cooperation you will use as mayor if President Trump continues to increase the federal government's role in the affairs of our city while also threatening to decrease funding. I'll start with you this time, Mr. Sliwa.
Well, both my adversaries have decided to bump chests with President Trump to prove who's more macho. You can't beat Trump.
It's called
He
extortion.
holds most of the cards. He's already cut federal funding for Medicaid.
You can't beat Trump.
He
He
was saying he's
said
going to give Trump in every possible way, is what he's
So
saying.
if you're all of a sudden going to get adversarial,
Hello, Sandy.
you're going to
Hi,
lose.
Sandy.
And who gets hurt? The people of New York City. With Trump,
You're
it's
looking
always
very
the
red
art of
today.
the deal. You have
you.
to go, you have to try to negotiate, whether it's with
She's in
his
for
minions
Sliwa.
or himself.
He's making
He'll
the
want
best
you to
pitch
give in
possible
order
from
to
his
get a little
position,
bit.
though.
But
Yeah.
if you immediately
I thought
feel
it was
like
starting
you're gonna
at
take him on,
7:30.
like, you know, it's going to be a one-on-one fight,
should have got. I
we're
should
going to
get a
lose.
red
All the
beret
people
just
in
for
New York
this
City
match.
are going to lose.
Well, I mean, his
You have to
position
be
is being
able
a
to show-
cuck.
We don't
so,
follow
yeah.
rules here.
Yes.
And if you show respect, you'll get respect,
Sliwa.
and you'll protect the New Yorkers who are so
would definitely let
desperately in
Trump
need
fuck
of
his wife.
federal
Oh, why am I
You know
so
he would.
What's the
behind?
good of it? They'll bump chests with Donald Trump. They won't get the money, and then they'll blame Donald Trump.
Man,
I
they're
will
letting him
negotiate
go.
with Donald Trump
Jeez.
and try to get the